This is my dear friend Kellie Hoover.
This is my friend Joella Carline.
It's just very simple. We were at a scrapbook weekend where we do photo albums. My consultant said there's a girl who's going to be joining our group because she's moving into the TK area. I was like, oh, great, you're going to be joining our crop circle. And then in January, she had invited some of the closest girls on our street for a girls' night. And she announced that she was pregnant. And of course, we were just all over that. So we kind of just kept up through her pregnancy and baby showers and the baby being born and pictures of the baby. In January, she invited the same group and some other friends up to Lake Lore for a weekend, for another girls' scrapbooking weekend. And I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but somehow I'm sitting there scrapbooking, and I said, at church Sunday, our pastor was talking about blah, 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 which I don't remember. Sorry, Talbot. And then she stopped me, and she was like, oh, where do you go to church? And I was like, oh, I go to Good Shepherd. She's like, where is that? And I was like, well, it's 49 Moss Road in Charlotte. And I said, you know, she told me she was looking for a church, and I was like, love it. Gotta give it a try. So I invited her, and she came.
My husband and I had been searching for a church for about a little over a year. And we had visited, I felt like, every church in Fort Mill, a lot of churches in Charlotte, and we just couldn't find what we were looking for. We had a really hard time. And so when Joella started telling me, I just lurched in and wanted to know more and was very excited about coming to visit. And I knew, I had visited so many, I knew when I would walk through the doors it would be a feeling. And she picked me up and, you know, pulled up and picked me up, and we came to church together for the first time, and I knew walking out of the door that this was the place for us.
I was diagnosed in 2003 with cancer. And everybody was coming to us with, oh, you got to come to our church, you got to come to our church, and come to our church. And we had visited some other churches. But during that whole time we were visiting other churches, Talbot had learned of my cancer. And he and James Michael Smith would come to my house and anoint me with oil. And not once would they say, come back to Good Shepherd. They knew we were at another church, and they would continue to pray with me and anoint me, and never said, come back to Good Shepherd. We came back, and it just felt so good. And the church has been wonderful with my cancer. They've supported us. I've been in the hospital, and Rich Tuttle and Talbot come and see me consistently and provided meals for my family, and have just been a great support to not just me, but to my little family.
I was open to any invitation at that point. My family was. We just knew we wanted a home to raise our new baby and to, you know, extend our journey and get deeper with our journey with Christ. And walking through those doors, it's funny because from the minute she started talking about it, something just drew me in. And that's why I guess now looking back on it, I'm like, it's just meant to be. But walking through the doors, and everyone's so welcoming, and it was my first time, but I sure didn't feel like it was my first time. I felt like I had been here several times. And that's to have a large church and to have something make you feel like it's so small was just amazing. And she's always encouraging. She always asks about me and my life. And that's you know, I know that that's a challenge, and I know that it's but it's so incredibly sweet. And I will always, I mean, she always has a big place in my heart because I feel like she's given me something by bringing my family here that no one could have ever given me.
Okay, here comes Kleenex. Because anytime I'm around her, there's always laughter. There's always laughter. And I think the thing I appreciate about Kellie is she's always been supportive, but she doesn't treat me like a cancer patient. So I feel like she treats me as a friend. She acknowledges I have cancer, but that's not what our friendship is based on. Our friendship is based on she's got kids, I got kids, we live in the neighborhood, we got the same friends, there's drama, you know. Scrapbooking. We're big into the scrapbooking
Yes, we
thing.
are.
So I value her friendship because she has accepted me for Joella and not accepted me as, well, I'm going to be friends with her because she has cancer and I feel sorry for her, and, you know, God is good. And you find things in unexpected places.
There were no giant expectations, and just walking through your journey of life, and it's like a friend helping out a friend. She saw something that was needed in my family's life, and just by her, I mean, it would have been so easy for her not to have spoken up and told me about Good Shepherd. And some people don't do that. Some people don't feel comfortable enough, and she did. And I think that is just recognizing that, and recognizing that there was something obviously that I needed, and she was there to help me out with it.
She rocks.
I'm just glad to have her in my life, her and her family.
So sweet. So sweet.